So Victor,
Yeah.
have you ever been working in your room on something important, quiet, just the way you like it, and out of nowhere, do you hear these little taps? Just a little tap tap, and you think it's your computer at first, but no, you built it properly and it's not vibrating, but then the taps get more frequent. You don't know where it's coming from. And then it just turns out to be a bird at your window tapping on it for no reason.
Oh, well, I was gonna be like, first of all, I don't have a PC, but I did hear that you had a visitor the other day.
Yeah. But hi everyone. Welcome to a new podcast, Jumblhoj. Cafetalk.
Hello.
Words.
Yeah.
Victor. Hello.
Hey, what's up, guys? Good to see you again. Hopefully, you're enjoying your day. So Jolene, tell us more about this little visitor that you had. What's up with that bird that was tapping at your window?
I have no idea. And it happened again today.
Whoa, what? You get like the same bird came back?
Yeah, the same bird came back and continued to tap on my window. And I was like, what is this? I'm not a Disney princess, all right? I'm not going to let open and a whole swarm of animals are going to come and clean my room. I wish they did, but that's not going to happen.
Hey, you never know. You should have opened it and be like, hey, what do you want?
No, if anything, that bird would fly into the room, knock itself around on the walls and just die.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it'd be looking for a way out and it can't. And it would just
That's
crack
so
its
weird.
neck hitting my walls, and then I had to clean it up and I'd feel bad. So I just let him tap on the window.
You didn't try to scare him away by tapping back at him with your finger or something?
I did. I went to the window and I was like, "Aye!" And then it flew away, but it came back. And apparently, it came back the next day.
Yeah,
but I do have a
stubborn
theory.
bird. What is it?
So it's springtime.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I feel like, and then usually it's time for nesting. Birds make nests.
Of course.
So maybe it saw something that it wanted in my room. Technical difficulties, folks. Happens to the best of us. But Victor, how you doing? I think that's where we left off.
I'm doing pretty good, Jolene. I've been having a nice week so far, and
All right, that's good to hear.
Yeah, I've been just working and meeting new people, and I recently met someone from the shop that is into anime as much as I am, I could say.
Ooh.
And yeah, she only comes in once a week, but every time she comes in, she gets this energy about her to just talk about anime and which ones are we watching, and what's going on, what's new, or have we finished the other anime that we've been talking about. Because it's at first I thought it was just oh, this person's very enthusiastic about anime and manga, but then she told me that she doesn't have any friends that like anime at all. And if they're they're interested in anime, they're not as enthusiastic as she is. They're the type of casual anime watchers that they're just they would only watch the most popular stuff that everyone's talking about, and even then they don't really watch it that often. They're just okay, yeah, it exists. So to encounter me, who is not only up to date with the newest stuff, but also branching out to older anime, or at least have a history of watching anime. She's you're a cool person. Thank you so much for talking about this with me. I didn't know I needed this. And she even brought me these One Piece stickers out of nowhere. Literally, we were just talking, and then she just comes in one day and she's hey, so you like One Piece, right? You told me you like One Piece. I was yeah, of course. I love One Piece. And she's cool, here's some stickers. I'm like, I didn't know we were bringing gifts. so yeah,
cool. Here's some stickers. Here's a banana.
Exactly. I was like, I didn't know how to react. I was just like happy. I was like, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Like, it's so unexpected. But yeah, she's just a nice person. Nice. So yeah, that's a new interaction. Maybe, hopefully, a new friend I made.
No, that's cool. It's funny enough how like you said she only comes into the shop once a week, because there's an anime called like 1 Week Friend or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a slice of life, like really cute looking anime. And essentially like the protagonist, or like one of the main characters, like she can only remember stuff for like a week because she had like an accident or something.
Oh.
And like this boy just like, every week becomes her friend.
Aw, that's nice.
Yeah, it's super cute. I forgot when. I think it released like when we were in high school, because I know like that's when I was like peak interest in anime. And I was watching like all the slice of life and all the rom-coms.
Yeah.
And all the depressing animes. That was all in high school.
Oh god, yeah, the depressing animes in high school, bro. That was so many of them.
Yeah.
Like for myself too. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was great.
I mean, I've diversified now. I still watch slice of lives and rom-coms and stuff, but like occasionally, I'm watching more shonens, I'm watching more like action animes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's fun.
Yeah, like I remember like high school was definitely my peak for anime, because of course, I grew up with the typical Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto even too. But in high school, that's when I started like discovering other animes, and I got into all of them. But then afterwards, after high school, like I kind of died down to the point where I was like not watching anime at all. And then recently I've had like a resurgence. Like I've just gone really back into anime a lot. For
the anime that pulled me back from just like not watching anime for a long time was actually like when My Hero Academia came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that was like the only show I was watching for a long time. And then I started like exploring other titles.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I think I'm. It's the same anime for me, My Hero Academia, that like pulled me back from like not watching any anime at all, and then luckily I was fortunate enough to like try my hand at Demon Slayer, because I was like curious. I was like, oh yeah, I remember how fun anime was. Let me see what else is out there, and I kept hearing people talk about Demon Slayer and how good it is, but I was like, I don't know if I want to watch it. And I just gave it a shot, and holy crap, I'm so happy I did. That pulled me in so far, and I'm just like, I'm so hungry for anime right now.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. But that's not the topic of our podcast this week. Jolin, what do you have for the... It could, but I mean, I don't think we came prepared for that.
Yeah.
I know you had some topics you wanted to share with the audience, and I was actually kind of excited to hear about them too, because I didn't know much about them.
So if you've been active on YouTube and kind of like I don't know, I don't have a good segue to hype up the topic that I have for today, so whatever. We're gonna talk about NFCs, non-fungible tokens. It's in the news. Everyone's talking about it. We're gonna explain, or we're gonna try our best to explain what they are and how we got into it. Not that we have any NFTs to sell you, but just like
yeah,
I'm actually interested in learning about it, because behind the scenes of NFTs, like NFTs are just like any other kind of cryptocurrency. They all run on like blockchain program and blockchain technology, and that's something that I actually wanted to do since I'm a computer scientist.
Mm-hmm.
So it like caught my attention, and I wanted to explore more. So I mean, I'll just share what knowledge I have with NFTs with you guys, and then just like, it's been a year since coronavirus started, especially in the U.S.
Oh God, for real, it has been a year.
Yeah, and I mean, everything sounds like sad and gloomy, and you hear about like these new variants and stuff. But like, to me, things are getting like a little bit better. Like we're starting to see like the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I agree. I feel the same way.
Like especially in California, because like more people are getting vaccinated. LA County is about to move out of like that purple tier and into red tier.
Okay.
So with the coming of red tier, like restaurants can open at like 25% capacity, movie theaters can open, gyms, amusement parks, things like that. So there's like some surgence of normalcy of normal life in the BC before Corona.
Yeah,
it's starting to emerge.
It's good news for everybody, at least.
Yeah, and we're just gonna talk about that. But I feel like first we should talk about the NFTs because that's like the meat of what we got.
Yeah, because I just wanted to mention that even though California is like slowly opening its doors since we're reaching like the red tier, I don't know if anyone out there has heard the news, but like Texas is going right into the deep end with opening 100% all shops and locations.
Yeah.
So that we'll talk about that a little later in the podcast. Let's talk about the NFTs. Well, what do you got for us, Jolyn?
So just some background, I guess. How much do you know about NFTs, Victor?
So that's why I'm excited to learn about this, because I don't have much experience with NFTs. Honestly, I only learned about it through you when you told me about that, like Logan Paul has them, or Jake Paul,
Yeah.
one of the Paul brothers, and I didn't know what it was until like I researched myself and found out what they are and like how people are making money off of them. So so I only know a little bit. And I know that like popular YouTubers or even like Twitch streamers are creating their own NFTs in hopes to like make money and also to give their fans something more that's a part of their community.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's about it.
All right, that's a good basis. So NFTs or non-fungible tokens are a type of cryptocurrency that people have created, and the difference between an NFT and something like Bitcoin is that if you trade a Bitcoin with somebody else, you still have a Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
So in the sense, a Bitcoin is a fungible token.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have like an NFT from, I don't know, Banksy, and you want to trade your NFT of Banksy with somebody who has an NFT from Logan Paul, when you trade, you don't have that original token of Banksy anymore. You have a Logan Paul token. So that's why it's a non-fungible. It's unique.
Yeah.
With that being said, even though it has even though people say like, oh, NFTs are unique, people can make like copies of an NFT to sell. So in a sense, like an easy way to think about it is you're buying like a limited print that's autographed by the artist.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah, that's
so. For example, if like Logic, makes like a vinyl of one of his albums and he signs 150 of them, those vinyls that are signed represent like one NFT. Like each signed vinyl is one NFT.
Yeah, okay, I see.
But with that being said, just because you own an NFT doesn't mean you own that piece of art.
What do you mean?
This is where the confusion comes in. So some artists, for example, like if I create an NFT of one of my drawings, right?
Yeah.
I can decide whether oh, if you buy this NFT, you have the copyright and the trademark to my art. So essentially, you own it now.
Okay.
Or I can say, no, you just own like a limited print and you can use it and it's yours, but the trademark and the copyright are still in my name.
Oh, okay.
So that's where it gets confusing because it's like you can decide how much the buyer owns of this thing, or they don't own anything of it. They just own like the digital print
Yeah.
of it.
So it's kind of like if you decide to not fully sell them the item, like the print of your art or whatever you want to sell it to them, it would be like if when you're buying a video game or a movie, where it's like, yeah, you
Well,
may.
I mean, I think a better example would be like a condo. You know,
Why?
like it's because the condo is in your name. You can like go to the place. You can say like, oh, like that whole South Park thing. Like, I have a little place in Aspen,
Yeah.
but you don't own that actual space. You know.
Oh, you
Like
mean a timeshare?
There you go. Sorry, yeah, timeshare.
Yeah, because I was like, if you're buying a condo and it's not yours, then what the fuck?
Yeah, so like a timeshare, like you paid for it, you quote unquote own it. You can go to that place and like vacation and stuff, but like at the end of the day, it's not really yours.
Yeah.
Like that physical location, but you can tell people I own this timeshare.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, where I was going with the movies or video games is the sense that, like, you buy a copy either digitally or physically and from the company itself, but that doesn't mean that you own the rights to the characters or the music that's used in whatever you're buying. Like, those characters are still property of the company. Either it's the gaming company or the film producers, but it's like you could do whatever you want with the disc or the physical copy that you bought or the digital copy you bought, but you can't resell it or resell it in the sense of like selling the characters themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's essentially like that. I hope that clears up like the confusing bit for some people when it comes to like NFCs, because that honestly is like the confusing part. Whether you own this art piece and its trademark and stuff, or you just like own a copy of it.
So the NFTs are that you don't own the copyright or trademark of the creation.
Most artists and like most people who are making NFTs don't include the trademark or copyright.
So there are certain NFTs where the artist does include it?
Like theoretically yes, but there hasn't been anybody that says like, oh, if you buy this NFT, you flat out just own this.
Oh, okay.
You know?
So it's a possibility that could happen, but it usually doesn't happen.
Yeah. And like for some people might be thinking like, oh well, that's dumb, like you can just go and like buy something, right?
Yeah.
Buy blah 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 whatever. Just like a lot of things, like just like cryptocurrencies in general, like the value that the NFT has is based on what another person values it, right? So that's why you have some NFTs that are like, you know, worth like $20, or the most famous one sold for like $68 million.
God damn, who's that?
Yeah, and a lot of it was this artist, I forgot what her name is.
Jesus.
Yeah, but it was like somebody was selling the NFT of that art piece in an actual like art auctioning house.
Oh, okay.
That's why it like broke records.
Yeah.
But like because it's a non-fungible token, it doesn't take real estate, but the value but it has a digital value, you know, just like a cryptocurrency. Mm-hmm. So if you ever want to trade your NFT, you can actually like redeem it for some value, even though you don't physically own anything for it.
So are like NFTs, do they kind of work like merchandise?
They're like a step down from merchandise, because merchandise, like you're able to redeem something, you know?
Yeah.
You're able to like physically redeem something like a T-shirt or like a hat versus an
Yeah.
NFT. Like in that sense, like if there was an NFT of like that merchandise, you would just say like, "Oh, I own this shirt," but like the original shirt, like you don't actually have it in your closet or anything. You can't wear it, but you do own like a digital copy of that shirt. It's very weird.
Oh,
Like if you think
yeah.
about it too much, then it starts to you get confused.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very new. Like that's a definite. Like it's very like new age
Yeah, and
sort
that's why
of
like
like stuff.
a lot of artists are using this because it is a good way to like sell their art.
Yeah.
Like they own digital versions of their art, so they don't have to mass produce like prints and like sign them and stuff. Like in the blockchain of that NFT, it's like signed and valued, and it's legitimate that you
Yeah.
own the NFT of this art, and you can sell it for whatever price you want or whatever.
Okay.
And then, like you said earlier, the a main contributor to why people are talking about this so much is because Logan Paul like made NFTs of his videos and like of like Pokemon cards and stuff like that he has, and he like
Mhm.
sold these tokens and made a lot of money. So people are like, "Oh, if you can make money from this, then I want to get in on it."
Yeah. That's how it usually starts.
Yeah, so that's essentially what NFTs are in a nutshell. It goes way deeper into that,
Yeah.
um, but for the sake of trying to get everyone on the same playing field, that's essentially what they are.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that definitely like scratched the surface of like where I researched it myself, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and the reason why I got involved in this, aside from just my nerdy computer science self,
Mhm.
um, wanting to know what this is that one of my favorite YouTube content creators, Ethan from H3, they made like their own NFTs, and they're actually pretty good.
Yeah, you showed him to me. It's so awesome.
And I mean, and like aside from them just looking cool and stuff, Philip DeFranco, he has this idea that like, oh, if you own that, like NFTs should evolve to like where if you actually own something, it's like if you're part of a club.
Oh, okay.
So like say in H3's example, right? If you bought one of his NFTs, you can show proof, and like maybe you get invited to like one of his live shows, or you get something special like as part of like because you're an NFT holder of this H3 token.
So kind of like where they could possibly do the thing where if you get a ticket to one of their showings, if you also show that you have an NFT, you could be upgraded to like VIP or something like that.
Yeah, that's some stuff that like Philip DeFranco is talking about, and like I guess theoretically gonna play around with too.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's actually pretty cool. Like it gives more validity to like, okay, this is actually a good idea, not just some like whimsical buy that like maybe this is gonna be the next Bitcoin or something.
Yeah, like it actually has rewards.
Exactly. So I think I like the ideas of NFTs. I don't fully understand them yet, but as a programmer, a mediocre content creator, and an average artist, I would jump on board with NFTs.
Yeah, I could see that. I would too. Once I understood them better, because since you, like you said, you have a background in programming, you understand them much better than I do.
Yeah. Oh, and I kind of wanted to talk about that. So, like earlier, I said that they're run on a blockchain.
Yes.
A blockchain is just like a glorified ledger. It's like a list, and it shows people's wallet addresses, like where they're physically storing these NFTs or digitally storing these NFTs, and it shows like the person
Hmm.
and the persons who bought it.
Okay.
Either it's like a username or like their actual name, but It's something digital that can't be changed, and if you decide to sell your coin later, it removes your name off the list and it transfers it to this next person. So it's like a very secure and organized way to like keep things in order or keep things in check. That's essentially what a blockchain is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why like there's some security like to these NFTs or even like cryptocurrencies, because it's like if you can show that like you own this NFT or own these cryptocurrencies because you come out on the blockchain. It's not like someone can just make it up and be like, oh yeah, I have 20 H3 tokens. It's like, all right, then show me on the blockchain.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a
like
proof
it's
of
hard to
purchase,
counterfeit
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. And the cool thing is like blockchains have come like they've advanced so much, because before you had to like create a wallet on your hard drive and you'd have to store it locally, and you know, if you forget the password to your wallet or you damage your hard drive, well then it's gone.
Yeah.
You know, now like there's a story of like this guy who bought like, I don't know, 2,000 bitcoins when they were like $10.
Uh-huh.
And he has it on his hard drive, but like he forgot the password to his wallet because it was so long ago.
Oh shit.
And he's scared to like put his passcode in, because I think the wallet that he was using only gives you like 7 tries, and he's already tried like 5 times.
Oh fuck, that's terrifying.
Exactly. So that's the kind of the disadvantage of like early blockchains, but now they're like stored in the there's like what's it called? When like the blockchain moves from system to system, it's like a decentralized location for these blockchains.
Oh, I was gonna say like encrypted. Yeah.
I mean, blockchains in itself are encrypted.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't show like your actual name, or you need like a key to identify addresses or something.
Okay.
But yeah, like the nice thing and the reason why a lot of people get into cryptocurrencies is because the actual blockchains are decentralized. So like no one place stores the blockchain. It's stored in many different locations, versus like a bank, like all your money is consolidated into one location, which is like the US Mint.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thing that like attract people to who are like skeptical about their financial future or like where their money goes and things like that. Like they like the whole decentralized aspect.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because like if like the latest blockchain is susceptible to a cyber attack and it does like fall, you have another person who stored it. Versus if like the US Mint falls, like then we're fucked.
Yeah, oh yeah, big time. It just has like more security, or like what is it, that safety net?
Yeah. So that's NFTs, that's blockchains, that's cryptocurrencies kind of.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Now that you brought up like blockchains, I remember you telling me something about how like cryptocurrency mining has to do with blockchains as well.
Yeah, so when it comes to mining cryptocurrencies, like that calculation of changing one address to another or adding a new person, that's modifying the blockchain, and you need a lot of computing power for that. So a lot of people build like these mining systems because they just need like the raw horsepower to do these calculations. And the faster a system is able to do the calculation, the more likely it is that the blockchain is going to like give that. So when a calculation is completed on a blockchain, you get a percentage of a coin, and it's not a very big percent. It's probably like 0.001%, or it depends on like. There's a lot of things that go into blockchain calculation. There's this whole like luck system. Sometimes like it's like an immature versus a mature blockchain, and then there's like an uncle blockchain.
Oh shit, okay. There's
a lot of things that go into it, but like just at a basic level, if your mining rig gets the calculation, you get a piece of that coin that blockchain is a part of.
Yeah. Okay.
And the more calculations you can do, the more percentage of Bitcoin of coins you get, and then that's essentially how people make money mining.
Nice. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but then the more you dive into it, the crazier it gets.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. That's why I feel like if you do want to start mining or just like going into cryptocurrencies, it's like there's a lot to learn. There's a big learning curve.
Yeah, well, only if you're like a diehard like geek about mining and stuff. If you're just like a casual, if you're just a casual like miner and stuff, all you need to know is like get the best graphics cards you can, which algorithm works best with your graphics card, and then just mine.
Oh,
Just let it
okay.
run in the background.
Yeah. Well, not bad. All right. Yeah, I gotta get myself some good good hardware and start mining myself. Going deep into the mines and say goodbye to my family and hope I don't die of lung cancer. You know.
Well, that's so I'm not super involved in the mining community, but I do occasionally get little like tidbits and news
Uh huh.
from the mining community. And apparently, GPU mining, which is what a lot of people do, where they buy graphics cards to mine currencies,
Yeah.
that's going to fade out.
Oh, what? Why?
Yeah, they're like a lot of people are a lot of these blockchains are I don't know the full like logistics about it, but basically they're gonna change the way that they distribute coins because, like I just previously explained, the more calculations you can do, the more percentage of coins you get, and that's
Yes.
on a work based.
Okay.
But they're gonna change it to like it's a different method for you to get coins, and basically GPU mining is gonna become like obsolete
Really?
in like a year.
Whoa, what? So, like, what is it gonna like? What are they gonna change it to, or what do you need, or do you know any of that?
I don't know exactly off the top of my head, but like I can research it and I can tell you about it later. But essentially, like GPU mining is not going to be completely dead,
Yeah.
just with like the really big coins like Ethereum.
Okay.
There might be other coins like Raven coin or something else that's not Ethereum based, that doesn't have an Ethereum based blockchain, that
Uh-huh.
can still utilize like GPU mining, but in like a year or so, it's gonna be all gone.
Damn. All right. Well, fuck. Might as well take advantage of it if you have it right now. Then, if you're
Right?
mining that way. Yeah. Wait. So, okay, if GPU mining goes away, am I correct to assume that some people might try to sell their graphics cards, therefore, oversaturating the market, and therefore making some graphics cards very cheap?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, hell yeah. Then that would be
Well,
a
I
good
mean,
time to buy some
they might
graphics
want to
cards.
sell them for like, the MSRP. Like say somebody bought like six 3090s, right?
Yeah.
And then once GPU mining is done, there's gonna want to sell them for like 1,000 each.
I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah, considering that's what like a 3090 should go for, but these people would have, by then they would have made money with those six 3090s, since like the hash rate on a 3090 is like 120, which is really good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, it sounds good because, like, the way the prices in the aftermarket are right now are just ridiculous. So
Oh, I know. I think we touched on that in our last podcast.
yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm just like,
Yeah.
even if they sell it at like market price, that still sounds like good news to me. Once that goes,
Yeah,
once
I
that
mean,
happens.
then yeah, true. But sometimes people put these graphics cards in like really um like inhospitable situations where they're just like capacitors and pins on them get fried and they're just like no good anymore.
Ah, fuck! Like they don't maintain them. They don't take care of them and shit. They're like,
Yeah, so you're gonna have to like be careful about that.
ah, yeah, that's true. I forgot about that aspect.
Yeah, but we'll see what the future entails.
Yeah. Well, we'll see within a year, I suppose.
True. The countdown till the end of GPU mining has thus started.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, let's see. I'm hoping to build a PC at one point in my life. Hopefully, within a year might be a good time to do so if I have the funds for it. But we'll see. We'll see how that turns
Yeah,
out.
I mean, right now the only like expensive components are the graphics cards and power supplies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I mean, like for example, in my computer, I'm running like an Intel i7 9700K,
Yeah.
and when I bought it, it was like three 380, I think, 390.
Okay.
Now they're like $299.
The processor?
Yeah, the same processor that I have.
Really? What?
Yeah, they're because Intel. Well, it's already like my processor is going to be 2 generations old now. Like with the release of Intel's new processor.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I heard that they're releasing a new generation of processors.
This is just becoming like super nerdy news.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the audience knows us. We're pretty nerdy and geeky, so.
I mean,
It's
I'm
nothing
learning.
new.
I'm learning as much as the audience would be learning from you, Jolin. So hopefully, they see it as a learning experience or at least just interesting, like I am.
Yeah, honestly, I built my PC at a pretty good time.
Yeah.
Because like I bought my graphics card, which is like a 1660 Super.
Uh-huh.
I got it for 260, like brand new.
Oh, nice.
And then now in the aftermarket, if you try to get a new one, they're like $600, $700.
Jesus, my gosh.
Yeah, and used ones are running like 500.
Oh my god, I mean, it's a good time to sell, but if you're trying to buy,
No, since I got
PC,
since I was able to get a 3080, I might cash in on that $500 1660 Super.
hey, that's true. You just need to wait for your new card to come in.
Oh, I know. Hey, my capacitor's done charging.
Nice. I was about to be like, what was that noise?
Yeah. I mean, but that's pretty much NFTs. If anyone has any questions or want to talk about it, they can comment down below. You know,
Definitely.
we always check the comments.
Will Jumblhoj ever release their own NFTs? No, most likely not. But
Maybe.
But let us know if you have purchased any NFTs yourself. We would be interested in hearing something.
Yeah. So, Victor, you don't got anything for the audience?
Anything like what? Like any news or any updates or anything like that? You mean?
News, updates, conversation, anything. I mean, I've been going on for like almost 40 minutes.
Well, I mean that's fine. Like I said, I was fascinated to hear or learn more about the topic that you had to share. But I would suggest maybe like touching upon what we mentioned earlier in the podcast, where Texas has opened their doors 100%, even though COVID is still a thing. It's still pretty much going strong. You want to talk about that?
I see. Yeah, I mean, like, so I was gonna preface that by just saying, like, COVID's still a thing. Just be wary, be cautious. Social distance, all that good stuff.
Yeah, of course.
And I was gonna say that, like, though things are getting better, like California's is moving from purple to red. Texas is opening their state completely. We're seeing that, across the pond, Germany and Italy are going into like another lockdown.
Oh, what? They are?
Yeah, because like the UK variant is just ravaging the continent.
Oh my god, I have not heard of that actually. I have not
Yeah,
seen any
it's pretty
news.
new. And I mean, it's not just because like, oh, the UK variant is like so much stronger than normal SARS-CoV-2. It's also in part that like, especially in Italy, the government hasn't been that great at handing out vaccines.
Oh, okay, I see.
And they've been pushing for like things to open because, you know, springtime, summertime, that's Italy's tourist attraction
Yeah.
time.
And in general, just
That's
like
where they make a
people
lot of
like to
money.
be out. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is just what I saw. Um, and I read up on it a little bit, and that's essentially it. Like, the Italians are just desperate and waiting, and they're like, how much more do we have to do for this to go away? I don't know too much about Germany. I just know that they're also. I don't know if they're what the speed at which they've been administering vaccines, but by the looks of it, it's just they're gonna, you know, hunker down and go through another lockdown.
Yeah, just I mean, I would say personally, I think that that's like the best option for them because just once you see things are going back to the negative zone, that's when you're like, you know what, fuck it, we gotta have another lockdown and hope it doesn't get worse than this, and that way we can just start combating it. So I personally think that's a good move on their part. Um, touching like going back to the whole Texas opening up, the only thing I have to say about that though is that I understand why they want to open all the stores. Like everybody's just desperate to go out again. We've been locked inside for a whole year, and we're just like, it's hard times for everybody. But the thing that really throws me off is like, sure, open up your stores if you want to. That's your decision. But they also didn't make wearing masks mandatory anymore. They like removed that like
Yeah,
law or whatever it was. So I'm like,
yeah, it's like on a person by person basis. Like, use your best judgment.
exactly. And I'm like, just look at the internet at how desperate people are, or like how much people have been fighting in general, like in America. The fact that they have to wear masks, you know what I mean? Like there's some people that are very stubborn that they don't want to wear masks. So if you live in like Texas, I'm pretty sure there's going to be plenty of people that are not going to wear masks no matter what situation or location that they're in. Therefore, I get this feeling that there might be an increase in like what's the word for it?
In cases?
Yes, in cases of COVID, and therefore, hopefully it doesn't happen, but maybe an increase in like deaths as well because people are just not responsible anymore, and then they're gonna blame the government for it. They're not gonna take responsibility for their own actions. They're not gonna be like, oh, maybe I should have worn a mask when I went out to do this, or maybe opening all the stores wasn't really the best judgment. They're just gonna blame it on the government and be like, oh, the government should have been the ones protecting us. The government is the one that told me not to wear a mask. All that stuff, typical passing the blame sort of stuff. And
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's like I personally don't think that's good news to hear that they're ignoring the severity of like the situation we're in, because it's better than it was like 6 months ago, but that's no excuse to like pretend like everything's in the clear now.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully by like next podcast or in the next two podcasts, we might give you a little update and see how things are, if you guys haven't heard it in the news already.
Yeah, but I mean, like, something that I was gonna say with like California starting to open up, like with California transitioning from like purple to red, that means like more social places are gonna be able to operate. Like restaurants can operate at 25% capacity. Some amusement parks are gonna open. Like I got an email from Six Flags that they're gonna open.
Really?
Yeah,
Like, are they still gonna try and like, enforce social distancing, or like
I
limit the
think
amount of
so.
people?
I mean, they have to. We're not like in the clear or anything. They can operate at like some percentage.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't like the idea of amusement parks opening because it's like, sure, you get on the rides and stuff, but then what if they don't have like a sanitizing crew to like clean, especially like the bars that people hold on to? Like, you're gonna be touching like, where someone had coughed in their hand or something and touched like the bar, and then now you touched it, and it's gonna be like a whole super spreader.
Oh yeah,
event.
big time.
Unless they implement like cleaning crews on every ride and like hand washing stations like every like 10 feet or something. I don't know, but that's something that I would like to see, but it's not feasible because of the costs and all this stuff.
Oh yeah,
so I don't know. I understand how much some of you want to go to Disneyland, but just remember, you go on Magic Mountain, you go on like the Matterhorn, and you didn't see the operator sanitize the bar that you hold on to. Somebody with COVID might have coughed on that, and then now you touching your face and eating your churro and turkey leg, getting COVID too.
I mean, yeah, it is your responsibility to like also sanitize the stuff yourself and like wash your hands before you eat and stuff. But it's like that's more management. That's another layer of like shit that you have to prepare for. Now that we're in this situation where it's like you don't have to worry about that if you just wait for the pandemic to be over. Once we're all in the clear, once we go back to normal, you won't have to worry as much. Like you just like my thought process is, why add another layer of worry on your day where you're supposed to be having fun? You get me?
Yeah, but some people just can't wait, man. They really want to go to Disneyland.
No, I could tell. Yeah, definitely. I had a friend who like was super excited, and they were like, "Oh, hey, did you hear Disneyland's opening back up?" And I was like, that doesn't sound like good news to me personally, just because I'm not a huge like Disneyland fan." And they were like, "Oh, are you kidding me? I've been like dying for them to open up again. Like, it's gonna be so awesome." And I'm like, well, they are gonna limit people going there, and you're also gonna have to like constantly sanitize yourself, and it's just gonna be like more hassle and stuff like that. Like, it's not gonna be the same. You do realize that, right? And they're like, well, if they're opening, it should be at least like a certain degree of like safetiness. So I'm not worrying about contracting anything. And I'm like, that's very irresponsible.
The people can't even organize like. They can't even organize themselves at the swap meet. I doubt they're gonna organize themselves at Disneyland.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Especially, have you seen those type of videos on YouTube where you just see like people fighting at theme parks? It's like, people don't care. They're just gonna go there and like do whatever they want.
I saw someone joke about like the opening of theme parks and stuff, and they were showing like videos that people had taken of Disneyland and California Adventure before the pandemic. And I was just like, how did we as a society like think this is okay? We're all bunched up, like people are like touching shoulder to shoulder. I was like, where's the personal space?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, who thinks this is fun? You have to like push your way through a crowd.
Yeah, it's like one of those things that COVID has like shown a light upon, that you're like, oh god, we actually used to do that.
Oh my god. And like music festivals like Coachella and stuff.
Ew, for real? Yes. No,
I can't. I mean, I never went to Coachella to begin with.
Not me
just
either.
looking at like these people like rub up against each other and like I don't know, this fucking it's how it used to be. I can't imagine it anymore.
Yeah, me neither. I would not. First of all, I didn't, like you said, I didn't go myself, but even then, now it's like I'm considering it even less after COVID. It's like,
I know, and people want like music festivals to like come back.
Ew, no.
I'm like, like shaking hands and hugging strangers. Music festivals is one of those things that COVID is like, this is not coming back.
See, it's like, even before like BC in the before times, it's like I didn't enjoy those type of like areas or locations like music festivals, because I always had this mentality. It's a weird thought, but hear me out. I always had this weird thought where it's like people get drunk or they get high and they don't care about sanitation, like washing their hands or anything. But it's like, on top of that, some people don't even care about using like the porta potties. So they're like pissing out in the woods or like out in public. They don't care. And then they don't wash their hands. So you're literally like rubbing elbows or shaking hands or like hugging or dancing, whatever you do, with a person who just literally touched their genitals and probably wiped their ass without washing their hands. And you're okay with that? It's like, oh god, it's so nasty to me. I don't enjoy that. Just
I know that was before COVID.
Exactly. So I'm just not down for that lifestyle.
Yeah. So the moral of this rant is just use your common sense, use your social distancing. Just because things are like getting better doesn't mean things are actually getting better.
Yeah, just because things are opening up and you're able to go outside again, that doesn't mean that you can't contract any sickness in general. Like not just COVID, but you could also get sick, like the cold and the flu, and everybody's fucking spreading around germs and viruses.
Exactly.
So just be smart.
And I think that's the positive message that we need to end this podcast on.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Just take
remember,
care of
people
yourselves.
Are dirty.
Yeah, even if you yourself are very clean and responsible, you never know how someone else is going to be like.
Exactly. So, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to us rant. Hopefully you learned something about NFTs, about blockchains, mining, Corona.
Yeah.
Let us know if you did or you didn't. You can always comment potential topics or conversations we can have. We're always open to that.
Yeah, or even something like new that we could research on ourselves.
Exactly. If you're on Spotify or Anchor, hit that heart, follow, whatever you do. You know what to do. If you want to stay updated on the latest podcasts that come out on YouTube, we would really appreciate if you liked and subbed. And with that, we'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.
Stay beautiful.